Hey y'all, it's cold outside in the shot today. I'm about to make some chicken soup. You know the key to good chicken soup is that you have to bake the chicken first, like season it real good and bake it. And then a lot of butter once you're getting ready to put in your noodles. But anyway, I just posted a stat and I just want to elaborate on it. Stat on Facebook. Follow me on Facebook. The best advice turns into the worst advice when it's out of context. So if I tell you be grateful for what you have, but what you have is your mama's couch and your name written on the orange juice. That was great advice, but it don't apply to you. You need to get up, hustle, grind, and not be content with what you have at all. Because we both know content and grateful can be interchangeable based on context. It's great advice to tell somebody, fight for your marriage. Because absolutely, you take those vows, you owe it everything you got. But if you've already given it X amount of years and you've been fighting that whole time and you've been to counseling and you've been to conferences and you've been praying and y'all just can't get it right. Then throw in the fact maybe you got married after you only known each other a couple months. You don't bring out the best in each other. Your marriage is terribly dysfunctional, borderline abusive, already verbally abusive. Then fight for your marriage becomes bad advice because what you need to do is take a step back. Maybe you need to separate. Maybe you guys can get back together later in life. But to just keep driving forward without any positive results, while meantime both of you are miserable and your lives are spiraling out of control because that's how much you two just don't work. And so you tell someone, I'm going through in my marriage, and they say, hey, fight for it. I know, because I say that all the time. But then you think to yourself, should I fight for it? Haven't I been fighting for it? And how much of a fight is it? Like there should be an internal fight when you're trying to be a better person, when you're trying to be a better spouse, when you're trying to let go of your old ways, when you're trying to release selfish behavior, when you're trying to get free of your old strongholds. Yes, that is a fight. But the fighting is not supposed to be amongst one another. You know what I'm saying? Like the fight is within, to be better for this person that you love, to keep getting better, to not get content, to not get complacent, to not be comfortable. The fight is within. Once the fight becomes external continuously, that's a problem. So just always think about that when you're giving advice. Don't just give blanket statements like education is the key. Well, that's great advice. But if I already have about $100,000 in loans, I ain't made no money from the bachelor's I already have, the master's I already have, or the attempted master's. Why would I be taking out another loan? In that case, education is not key. So going back to school is not a blanket statement. It should not be used that way because out of context, you're just putting somebody in more debt and then they still ain't gonna have no money. So there is no advice that is absolutely universal except for don't kill anybody. And that may not be applicable if someone's trying to kill you or if it's the zombie apocalypse. So really there's nothing that's across the board because you have to know the details of that situation. And when you're a person who always feels like you're right, which I also used to be, you thought that certain things were like undeniable truths. But how many things are really like that? How many things it just don't matter the circumstances, things involving children. So there is no excuse to hurt a child. There is no excuse to abuse a child or to molest a child. Okay. Everything else is up in the air. Sorry. So be careful when you giving advice and be careful when you receiving advice. When someone gives you advice, how knowledgeable are they about your specific situation and the details and levels of what you're really going through? Because if they only know the last 6 months in a 6-year struggle, then they really don't know. So just a word to the wise. This is Misha.